My Hero Academia Season 5 Episode 19 is here and, in short, we have Uraraka still loves Deku. Aizawa crying his eyes out to protect his childhood memory. And also remember Gran Torino kidnapped Kurogiri in Season 4. All of this and more after the intro. This episode picks up with Class 1A returning to UA after the winter break. And everyone is excited to share what they learned during their internship. For example, the big three: Deku learned how to use Black Whip for a brief period of time. Bakugo learned how to be faster. And Todoroki improved his flash fire technique. Next we see the girls in the changing room. And Ichako got a custom upgrade and she explains how she can add as much tools as she likes. Because weight isn't a problem considering the nature of her quirk. One thing leads to another. And suddenly we see that Ichako is still holding to that All Might gift that Deku gave her during Christmas party. And Mina isn't someone who will pass on this opportunity. Giving us the audience another clear hint that Uraraka definitely likes Deku. That's why she brings his gift with her to battles. It's like him being with her. Everything is fine until Professor Aizawa is called to the staff room. And kids got to train with All Might where they can show their progress. Also Bakugo hits Deku to the head with no clear reason. Next. The scene switches back to Aizawa in present Mike's car driving somewhere. And it's clear that Aizawa is very concerned by the matter. And cannot wait to be there. They're somehow discussing Kurogiri and the USJ attack, but nothing is really confirmed. Next forward we're in Tartarus. If you don't know, this is like a big prison. Where they keep the dangerous bad guys like All for One and Stain. Tsukauchi and Gran Torino are with the boys and they're telling them some basics informations. Like how Nomu are people with no free will and most of them are dead people. I said most of them because there's an exception to this statement. And this exception is Kurogiri, whose is a super special Nomu. Because first he is alive, not a dead body. Second, he has a mind, maybe limited, but he is not brainless. And third, his quirk is the fusion of multiple quirks, but the base factor is the quirk of Shirakumo Oboro. The childhood friend of both present Mike and Aizawa. A boy who sadly lost his life way too soon.
Eraserhead.
Then we got the backstory of the trio. Mostly it's a sad flashback of how the three of them were planning to launch an agency and be heroes together. But this dream didn't come true because Oboro died during work study with a falling building, which I never believed, to be honest, and if you know you know. Fast forward, we are back in present day and Gran Torino is explaining to present Mike the same way I am explaining to you now. How All for One used Oboro body after his death to manufacture this special high-end Nomu. Aizawa tells them if they thinks the power of friendship will give birth to some kind of miracle, they perhaps watch too many movies, but Gran Torino tells him back that these high-ends do have personality like Hood, who fought Endeavor before. He is based on an underground fighter and these personality trait preserved even in his Nomu state. He was a fighter before, so when he became a brainless Nomu he was still obsessed with fighting strong opponents. So they put him in the same room with his old pals and wish that something beneficial will happen. So Eraser activate his super cool quirk and vows to protect Oboro's family from knowing about this. Because if his friends fail they will move to his family in order to extract some kind of information. Kurogiri asks about Shigaraki and tells them how it's his job to look after him and how it's his nature not to abandon people. And this hits hard. Because Aizawa sees his friend in this and it's confirmed for him. But Kurogiri doesn't seem to recognize him. And they show how the drastic measures that Aizawa takes with his student was in order to save them from a fate similar to that of his old friends, and in desperate attempt while crying his eyes out, he removes his eye gear given to him by Oboro in the past and asks his friend the big question, we can be heroes again. I don't like lengthy videos, so this is it for now. Sorry for the cliffhanger, but if you watched the episode you already know what happened. This is it for this video, hope you like it. As always, consider subscribing and hitting that like button.
押しますよナンバーワン誰より強くなりたかった